Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to At the Close. This is Money Mitch, but I wanted to go ahead and introduce At the Close. I'm going to wait for Spencer to come on. But until we get Spencer, I got my man in the back, Joel Elconin. What's going
What's
on,
up,
my man?
Money Mitch? You know how you make some money, Mitch? You gotta change the name of your show.
Guess what, though? Guess what? On my show, on Money Mitch, we talk about story stocks. And there's always a story out there, right? There's always a story.
Yeah, but what does every story have?
What does it have?
An ending.
Oh, that is true. That is true. That's why they're trades. They're trades. Stories change.
And some endings are better than others, right?
That is definitely true. I'll tell you what I did though, Joel. Today I bought some NFTs.
Oh, you did? Which ones?
The Topps cards, man. The digital baseball.
You know, what's the symbol on that one?
That's Muds. Muds.
Okay, so this is different because I'm thinking of selling everything, every collectible that I can find. I'm thinking of selling everything that's not nailed down in my house. I'd like to sell my house, but Lisa won't let me because we'd have nowhere to live. But that might be good for Muds, right? Because if people are going to be selling, that's good business. So I don't know, man. These SPACs are tough, but Sean Udall, he's been calling a bottom since last Thursday in the SPAC market. So he's coming on tomorrow. I'll take a nibble maybe on some of the stuff that he likes. He's pretty good, but he has a little bit higher pain tolerance than I do for some of this stuff. But it looks like it's off the low. So the Muds. So let's go with the Muds.
Let's go ahead and see it. How about let's get their charts up, Joel, so we can see
the overall
market. Okay. Yep. I think Spencer should be coming in here. I don't know what's
taking him so
another
long, break.
He's doing where he does his thinking, right on the toilet,
He's taking another smoke break, isn't he?
No, it's where he gets his trading ideas, man. right on the crapper.
Yeah. I've seen some of his picks here. Not a good day for the market, and it kind of started out that way. We had the down open. We're only down 31 handles here, 31, 24, 50. Man, I was hoping for a better look at the pre-market high or even the close, but they said no can do on that. The low 41.1050. If I would have been doing a little bit more of my homework, I would have noticed under the 1950 low that we had a 41.13 low. So we're getting a good bounce off that. And we'll see. We'll see how it heads into the close. Crude, that's down 61 cents at 62.62. We have gold knocking on the door at 1,800. Again, that's up 720 at 1777.80. Silver trying to get over 26, but not doing a great job. That's up a couple pennies at 25.86. And Bitcoin just hanging in there. I know it's not Bitcoin day, it's doggy day, but that's up $580 at 56, 6.25.
All right, I'm here, guys. I'm sorry. I was distracted. I was on my ETF show and I got carried away there.
Another break. Another break for you, Spencer Israel.
Spencer, I know it's 420, but man, those breaks.
Jeez, you couldn't wait till after. You couldn't wait till after the close.
Well, no, because what happened was. What happened was I had my Doge over and I was like,
oh, the doggy.
Yeah, I had my dog. My doggy was next to me and he was like, yo, you want to go take a break? I was like, yeah, let's go take a break. So that's
so you went on a Doge walk. Is that what we call that?
Yeah. Look, it's so weird now that it's legal in Michigan, man. It's so weird. It's not fun anymore. You know what I mean? Now that it's legalized, it just ain't fun anymore.
Did you see my tweet? Is that why you're saying that?
No, I honestly,
because I just tweeted a little bit ago. I said, "Is it just me, or was smoking pot and gambling more fun when it was illegal?"
Yeah, oh, totally.
I mean, what's the fun now? It's legal.
It's lost the appeal. I get it.
Yeah, definitely.
If you need it for,
I mean,
medical stuff, I get it. But
yeah, my bookie. I mean, my dad got me a bookie when I was like 9 years old, 10 years old. And that was fun. You used to call the bookie and, make the bets and what's the line, what's moving. And now it's, I don't know. Anyways, that's not what people want to talk about.
No.
All right, guys. Well, I'll let you get into at the close. Before that, I'm going to do a little shameless plug, guys. Definitely check me out tomorrow.
Before you go, before you do the shameless plug, can you do some disco dancing? Because you got the purple. I know you can't groove like me, but you got the purple lights going and everything. Does it, Spencer? What do you think? It looks like a little disco there.
Yeah, I can.
I can make it disco.
You got some. Let's see.
Change it up.
Dude, I'm
gonna have a seizure. Watch out.
How about John Travolta, Staying Alive there. I like that. Mitch, you got a little groove there. I like that.
And you like my the little walk around mic?
Can you yeah.
Swag.
Could you just throw in a little robot before we go?
No, for the love of God.
Not yet. I don't know if you saw my interview today, but I interviewed about a surgical robot. I want one of those bad boys, so definitely check out that interview.
Susan's right. Mitch and I have never been in a disco, so
what is it? Is it an ISRG?
No.
Hey.
Isn't that already doing that stuff?
No. Well, that's intuitive. Yeah, that's not what Mitch is referring to. Mitch, who'd you interview?
No, the actual competition of that. That one's valued at 100 billion. This one's only valued at 1.1 billion.
On Spax Attack.
So look it up. DEH, guys. Check out that interview. But until then, tomorrow, guys, I got a little special for you guys today. I bought some NFTs and I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to open them live with you guys.
Thank you.
On our show, on my show, Money Mitch, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Guys, stay tuned. Come watch me open some NFTs. Until then, watch my boys at the close, and we'll go head up and start really at the close. Let's get the show started.
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Okay, Joel, another day. We're down again. I don't know what to do. Help me figure it out. Why are we down?
Oh, geez, we're down. We're getting killed. The bull market's over. This is good for the market. It's good for the market when it goes down a little bit. You can't go up forever. I didn't see any specific catalysts today. The Big Apple event, I mean, come on. Who was giving me a hard time about, I was chirping about the 135 level, and they're like, is that support? Is it up? Is it going down? It's resistance. Resistance is resistance until it's no longer resistance. Sure. It went to 135.5 a couple days, but that was a darn good level. So whoever was giving me a hard time in that chat, I'm calling you out here. That was one hell of a level. Just sell the news into that. They should probably stop doing these events because it seems like the stock goes down every time they do these events.
It does seem that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it runs up before, everyone gets excited, and then they do whatever they do, and then it just, the 87th version of the iPad, like how many, I don't have an iPad. I have an iWatch, and I have an iPhone, and I have iBuds, but I don't have an iPad. And you know what? But I have a Surface. I'm not thrilled with that. You know why? The keyboard is so small on that thing that like I type for like 15 minutes and my shoulder, maybe it's just because I have such broad shoulders, but I just don't like the Surface. I don't like those little things. But anyways, what do you want to cover here? We want Apple and hit that level. It's selling off down 212. So I guess they didn't announce anything exciting.
No, new Apple TV, new iPad. I have an iPad that is, I don't know, like 7 years old that I probably haven't used in like in at least 2 years. I don't even know if it still works. They announced some new Macs, new iPad. They announced this. What is interesting? This podcast subscription service that I guess like compete with Spotify. Spotify's down.
I saw that. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
That's interesting. But there was nothing groundbreaking, as was expected. Nothing major to come out of the spring loaded event. And we were going to live stream it, but we ended up talking to the CEO of Webull on our stream instead. But yeah, it was.
Ooh, the
it was,
CEO of Webull. Wow.
Yeah.
You couldn't get the Robinhood CEO?
It's funny you mentioned that. Actually, he has a new podcast that's going to be like, I think what happened is they got a lot of heat for him. Like he didn't come off very well in the whole GameStop thing. And so they were probably like, all right, Vlad, we got to get you out there more. You need to do more media. So
see, I would think you would get them out less.
maybe.
I mean, am I too much of a contrarian?
No, that's one way of putting it. I think they're going the other way though. I think they're going like we don't want that to happen again. So let's get you out there and have you talk about Robinhood more. So anyway,
Coin. What's going on with Coin?
Yeah, well, Joel, you were asking, is it going to be another inside day? And well, no.
No, that chart. Oh man, let me bring it up here. That chart. I don't know if it's short. That thing was just screaming sell though, right? I mean, you had the big day. You had a lower high, then you had a lower high, then you had a lower high. I don't even know where it got to on the close. Where did it trade relative to the close yesterday? Yeah, the close was a good number. 333 was your close yesterday. And, you would have taken a little. Actually, if you just would have waited to short that thing when it came back down through the close, that would have been a heatless trade. One number only here for Coin. That would be the all-time low. That was made on the first day of trading at 310, hit 312.02 today. So there is some support in Coin here, 310, 312.
Wait, actually, Joel, can I get your technical thoughts on Doge?
I can't even have what I don't even have a chart on it.
I have a chart up on it. This is a daily. Daily.
You know why I'm not going to give a technical on it?
Okay, why?
Because you either like stick a huge chunk of money in it, like 50 GER, and you say it's either going up a lot or it's going to zero. Because there's no way that I could sit there and watch that thing trade in sub-decimals. I know my risk. I'm putting it. What will that cost me? Like $150 or something? Or like how many Doge will that get me? 50 grand? I mean, that's the way I would. That's the only way you can.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Because if not, I mean, I see the chart here. I mean, I you know how I love doing technicals on penny stocks.
Oh yeah,
so yeah.
This is that on steroids for sure. All right, back to Joel's charts. Let's take a look if we can today. I just had something that I wanted to discuss. Too
much of that break, man.
Frank asked about eBet if I should hit them back because the stock is back up today. I will get eBet up on.
eBet up.
I will get them on the show. I do not know when. But I will get them on the show. I promise.
I'm not saying anything here.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad looking chart for today. You tried to get to yesterday's low. Bam. You stopped 7 cents above it, and now you're knocking on the door of yesterday's high. Right now, you got an exact double top in. So you take out 25.40 here. Might go to 25.50. But I mean, that's a nice setup there. Over 25.40, 50%. Let's see if it will let me do this. My 50% has been acting really funky on me lately. No, it worked there. I mean, if you're bullish, you want to play this for a bounce, get out there at 36. That's not out of the realm of possibilities. So, yeah, not a bad looking chart. A lot better looking chart than some of the other charts I've looked at. So
yesterday we talked about the cigarette companies, Altria and Philip Morris, and then we had a new show late last night, and they were talking about this. It's called Aftermarket Therapy, and they were talking about this, and we had one of Kramer's analysts for his charitable trust on, And they're talking about the headline about Biden administration going to mandate lower nicotine levels in cigarettes, and then he said, "Isn't this bullish? Like if you lower the amount of nicotine in a cigarette, and nicotine is addicting, then people are going to need to buy more cigarettes, right?"
Yeah. I mean, is this a stock you want to own, Spencer? Since
they got
Philip Morris?
They got that fat dividend. I don't know.
Okay. I mean,
I don't know what the yield is. Let's look at the yield. I have no idea.
yeah. I mean, I think there's other things that other things I'd rather own.
7% yield.
Okay.
On MO on what's PM.
So that gives you a little bit of down. I mean, look at the monthlies, though. I mean,
sure.
If you want to break out on this thing and a clean, I mean, yeah, I mentioned this yesterday. You had the monthly double top, boom, right here, 52.60, and look at that, boom, it hits that one. So resistance is resistance until it's taken out. Now it is $7 away from, or $5 away from that resistance. So sellers are going to step down there. So long term, looks like it hit a top and it's just turning back to maintain that trend that it had since 2017. Many other stocks I'd rather put in my portfolio than Philip Morris or Ultra, any of those stocks. It's just not appealing to me.
Yeah, third wave. Yes, I said dividend. Dividends are good too.
I love dividends.
We don't talk about them, but it's good to get cash in your pocket and reinvest that. So
it's old. No, not when you can make 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100% a day.
I know. Who might 7% dividend yield? I could get.
I mean, come on.
Dogecoin in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'd rather like burn $100 bills than get a $7, 7% dividend on something. That's just terrible.
Silly me. Okay. Let's see.
I mean, there are strategies, like if you want to trade like these dividends and stuff, you do have the downside yield. I would look at it, maybe try and enhance it, with some options or something where, if you're selling upside calls to buying puts or something, because, when they cut the dividend, boom, what happens? Like AT&T, like I'd love to be like huge AT&T. Yeah. But what would they cut the dividend? Yeah. Which I don't think they're going to.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. If that's the only reason, then maybe find another reason or find another stock. Joel, can we talk about Fisker here today? Let's talk about Fisker, FSR. We said this morning this feels like a sell the rip kind of market, and Fisker ripped up a couple and ripped up $2.
Yeah. Yep.
And it gave you a chance.
Triple D exited it. I talked to him this morning.
Oh, good for him.
He couldn't take the pain. He just, he was in it. He saw it go up. He saw it go down. I don't know. It might be time to get bullish now. But we did call that one correctly. Yep. Did you take out the pre-market? I mean, these, like an analyst, I don't know. I mean, yeah, you come here and, I'm going to pick a bottom. That's so hard to do. But, who knows? It's still up on the day, not a bad day. Where did trade in relation to the pre-market? That's just always a good key. Boom, boom, boom. But they actually have cars, right? Or trucks or something. They're actually going to sell something someday. Well, they're not like Ride.
Well, everyone says they're going to sell something someday.
But don't they actually have something?
Yes. This is the Bill Gates. Oh no, that's QuantumScape. Fisker. Well, they all have concepts. I don't know if they have any sales.
Hey, I heard Ride is coming up with a new concept.
Oh yeah, what's this one called?
Off the road vehicle.
As in, keep it off the road.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that one. I don't think everyone else likes it. But anyways, yeah, I mean, it's still coming in. It's still a good day. It's still a positive day. But when I see a red candle like that, did it fill the gap from yesterday? That would have been the buy. If you would have been filled the gap and then some. To fill the gap was 13.17. You didn't quite get there. You didn't even get there to the close. Big volume today. So up day, big volume. Hey, it could be a turn.
So this is interesting, Joel. So Harley Davidson was supposed to report earnings this morning, but they pre-reported yesterday morning because of this EU tariff ruling. That being said, the conference call went on as scheduled today. So you had the numbers yesterday, the conference call today, so more bullish commentary, and at the open, the stock popped again.
Wow. Well, I mean, that is, what could you ask more than that,
Yeah.
right? And rallies off earnings and then delay the conference call. I looked at this at the end of the day yesterday, and it did sell off. And I was thinking, man, if this doesn't hold, that low, you got the gap to fill. But it did, and then some, man. That's some shenanigans there. I don't know. I don't want to make any more comments on it, but it's breaking out. It's holding the gap. Maybe just keep moving your stop up to like the highest low of the move, but looking pretty good here. Today I just kind of don't like the circumstances on which it's going up on, but boom, boom, boom.
Let's go to the chat, guys. If you have anything on your radar, let us know. We'll talk about it. I saw a few tickers fly by. Somebody said they bought GBTC today. Somebody said they bought. Let me scroll way the hell up now.
I didn't want to bring this up this morning.
Third Wave bought Overstock. What did you want to bring up?
When Raz said that the company was putting some money into Bitcoin, the Benzinga money.
Yeah.
I did want to ask if that was a contrarian indicator.
I don't think so. It's better than treasury treasury yields.
What he sounded like though, what he said and what they were doing, it sounded like it almost sounded like a fixed rate. So
I don't know the details of the program, but it's something like that. It's not like we're gonna ride or die with Bitcoin here, right? It's like that's not the point. The point is,
no, I know, and he's probably going to be adding to that, so it's not like he's putting in X amount and just holding it. He's no. I mean, I'm looking at stuff for 5, 6, 7%. I don't care if it's Bitcoin related or the other thing that he mentioned too. So interesting.
No, it's a good question. Good question. All right, let's look at Overstock. Third Wave bought Overstock today.
He did. He bought Overstock.
This is a range. This isn't quite a range.
He waited. He didn't wait for the 1, 2, 3, 4. He waited for the 5-day rule. Let's see. What do I like about this chart? What I don't like about it? What I don't like about it is, I mean, it's coming down pretty hard. What I do like about it is these pesky buyers here at 62.5, 63, stepped up to 64.85, and you bounced $1.25 off the low. So if you could put in, just maybe hold the low, the 64, put a higher low in tomorrow, and then actually get a green day out of this, then I like that trade. Then it's like it rallied up off the low, came back down. People wanted to buy it at 55. It didn't give them a chance. It ran to 85. And now it's coming back down. So not bad. I think buyers stepped up from 62.5 to the $65 area. I like to see it to break that losing streak and then have an update tomorrow holding. And then, maybe that was a pretty big move in 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. So not bad. Not bad one. Way to be patient.
Rocket One is asking about Disney. Please. I'm going to buy more. I've decided I'm going to buy more Disney.
Okay.
I've never I don't really add to individual stocks. That's sort of
it's a high conviction play.
A super high conviction play. Hey, you know what? This morning we talked about forever stocks. This is a forever stock. I'm never selling this. This is going to my kids.
Really? Okay. Technically, I mean, this 190 is a wall. Right, got over 200. It did get a kind of Barron's cover. Kind of was a negative thing for it. But you're coming in at tons of support here. So as long as it holds this support area, 180, 150 was your low here. 181 your low here. Didn't quite get there today. I like it. I like it if it holds there. Underneath that, I'd be a little worried. I think this might be a little bit market dependent too. And then, the other thing with this one, you got Netflix earnings tonight, and who knows if Disney's ever if Disney this is a math homework assignment for you.
All right.
If Disney goes to a Netflix valuation, what price would it be at?
Well,
It'd be a lot.
let's see how quickly I can figure that out. So let's see. Netflix a forward PE of 56. That's it. All right.
Oh, it's really come in, huh?
Yeah, Disney forward. Wait a minute. One of those numbers can't be right. I'll figure that out offline.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, that's one thing, and just going back to that argument, I can remember when this is going back 2 years ago, when Gene was pounding the table on Apple. He was like, "What if they just give it just a industry average valuation? It's going to go." And you know what? It went. It went. So
that is right. So Disney's PE. Forward PE is 151, and Netflix is 55.
Okay.
Damn. All right. I guess I'm in the wrong one. Netflix seems way more reasonable now. I don't know. It's also just
all right. 3 minutes to the close. Let's try and rapid fire here.
Couple of stocks at all-time highs here. UNH and well, actually, I shouldn't say all-time highs because I don't know for sure about Oracle. But look at Oracle here.
Okay. Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
UNH.
look at Oracle. That's an all-time high, and UNH also all-time high.
Wow. That's nice. No, not an all-time high in Oracle. That all-time high was made yesterday at 80.21.
Excuse me.
But it's going to make a new all-time closing high, which is just as important. I would just focus on this whole 79 area, throughout the high, throughout the low. You're going to have 3 closes right there at 79. So where are we going to, we're closing above that. So 3 closes in the same area. Someone's targeting it for either accumulation or, or distribution. So 3 closes in the same area, significant to me.
Third wave goes, he bought 100 shares of Disney just for you, Spencer, and then he goes, and selling. Very funny. Very funny.
Commission free, baby.
Yay. It's basically, it's not even real money. It's on your phone. It's not real money.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah. What about, Susan wants to know about X. Ooh.
X. I'm kicking myself on this one. Look at the stimulus announcement the day before. Look at that. Gosh darn it, man, oh man, oh man. I was thinking, and then I was looking at Dennis's stock, and I know he's going to be complaining about this soon because this is breaking 70. I don't know. I mean, X, long term, it's been a peg. Short term, it had one hell of a rally. I think it's just going to go back to being X. I mean, did they cancel this stimulus package or it doesn't go through what they say? Boom, boom. I don't know. I'm not stimulus, infrastructure. So
I knew what you meant.
But 21, baby. 21 is holding. 21's holding. That's what I can say for now. 21, big number on the upside or on the downside. Got to hold 21. And if you want to get, if you don't think 21's going to hold, and you think we got a little bit more of a retracement, this is coming in. Just of this move here. This was the election bump. Right? 16 to like 27. 21.75. That's big. They're here. Couple days of consolidation, holding in here, holding 21. I could see the right side of the chart turning up a little bit, but breaking down through 21. You just got air there, folks. Just air, maybe a little gap to fill, but that's X for you.
All right, final tally down across the board in the major indexes. Russell led the way today. I'm sorry. The Russell led the way today, down 2%. Dow, NASDAQ, S&P, all down between 0.75% and 0.25%. Most sectors in the red. Energy let us down. Utilities were up. Real estate was up. Healthcare was up. Staples were up, but more red than green on the screen. And yet here we are on the doorstep still of all-time highs. Joel, I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
All right, man. Everyone have a good night. We'll see you in the AM.
All right, smash the like for Joel, everyone. We are in earnings season, and we've purposely kept this 4:00 time slot open for the next few weeks, right? Because the next few weeks we're going to have a lot of after hours stuff, and we just want to be on to talk about them. And I'm going to bring on my man Zunaid to talk about them with me. These headlines as they come in. Zunaid, welcome.
How's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
Good. Right off the gate, what's happening with Netflix? Good God, who took a nosedive?
It's all right. It's in here. Let's share. Let's get my screen up so we can look at Netflix.
Ooh, talk about starting off with a bang.
Yeah, that was out right at the close.
Yeah.
All right. So Netflix out. EPS beat. Sales beat. Don't care. Let's look at the chart. Get my chart. Wow, I
broke that big psych level of 500 in my opinion.
I was caught way off guard here. That Netflix was quick.
Yeah.
All right. It is early yet. It is early yet. Wow. What the? Wait.
I know.
Wait. Did that fall $60?
Did they just say they're going bankrupt? I don't know.
Wait. In all seriousness, Netflix just fall $60. What just?
It has. It closed. Yeah. It's down 11% today.
I don't know if I've seen that before.
And it was like immediate. The conference call is at 6. It looks like.
Let's go into the press release. This is ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen Netflix make a move downward like that. It fell $70.
Yeah, it looks like they beat the EPS. They beat
God.
revenue slightly.
Don't make me go to the website, guys. Oh, you guys are the worst. Financial statements. I can't be going into this right now. Let me.
Did you want me to read out the EPS and stuff to you? Or?
I got the EPS.
Oh, okay. You're trying to find the other stuff.
I was like going into the. God, they make it so hard for you. These guys.
The nitty gritty stuff.
They make you go to the IR site. It's a whole thing. So it looks like the guidance was good. The Q2 EPS guidance was good. The sales guidance was a smidge on the light side, but whoa, that is a shocker.
I am a little surprised. I would love to see if that has anything to do with like just the new subscribers isn't at the rate that they're expecting, or
I don't know. Like I'm on with you right now, so I know as much as
no.
I
hear you. I muted Charlie, so I don't know if Charlie's saying anything. But is it Charlie or is it Charles? I feel like I always mix up that.
He goes by Charles, but he's Benzinga Charlie. You know what I mean? So
interesting.
It's both.
Gotcha.
It's both. Yeah. What I'm Chad. If you guys want to help us out and help us figure out why the hell Netflix just took a big old dump. Randy from the news desk is coming through in the clutch.
What are you saying?
Okay. So like no. And this is why this isn't a big deal. So here's what Randy just flagged me that Netflix finished the quarter with 200 million paid subs, which is up 14% year over year, but down from the 210 million subscriber estimate. Netflix is going to be facing for the next 3 reports impossible comps.
Absolutely.
There's no way that Netflix is going to be able to compare to the growth in the last year. And just like the comps for like the airlines and the cruise lines are going to be like easy as hell to beat because the bar is on the floor. Netflix's bar is on the ceiling, right? So there's no way their membership base can really grow. I don't think year over year. There's no way their growth rate grows. I'll put it that way. Even if their memberships grow, their growth rate is not going to grow. It just can't happen based on what happened last year, the amount of growth that they pulled forward. But I'm still just sort of blown away. We have other headlines here, but I can't look away from this Netflix.
Yeah, and it's coming down even after the first low that it put in, right? And that's the interesting conversation. People are like, "Oh yeah, you're going to keep watching Netflix like you did before the pandemic, but you've been cooped up in your home, or you're ready to go out." Yeah, you'll pay your Netflix thing, but you're not going to get any subscribers.
This is interesting. So looks like they added just under 4 million subscribers last quarter, which is below the estimate. So they're estimated to add about 6.5 million, and they only added about 4 million. So okay, that's not great. That's not great.
That's like, what is that? A 20+% below expectations.
They guided, and this is buried in the release that you gotta find, which makes it hard.
Yeah.
But they guided that they were going to only add 1 million subscribers this quarter, that would be
Wow.
that would be low. That'd be really low.
That is.
The estimate was that looks like 4.5 million. So here, let me just Google like Netflix subscriber growth. I'm sure there are some good charts. Yeah.
So while you're doing that, people in the chat, we always talk about, sympathy plays and things like that. If you look at Disney, which is something Spencer brought up towards the end of the bell, Disney's taking a little bit of a hit, and I can only assume that's because of Disney Plus taking possibly the same impact that Netflix has taken in terms of new subscribers and things like that, and having a tough time with that.
No, it's a great point. It's a great point. So the last time Netflix added, I'm trying to go back here. The last time Netflix added, let me get that chart back up, like 1 million subs, which is what they said could happen this current quarter. The last time their new subs was that small for a quarter, you got to go back like a long time, like a really, really long time. I don't know. Yeah, you got to go back. I don't know if they've ever had a new. Oh wait, here we go. It looks like no.
That bad, huh?
Yeah, I don't know the last time they had quarter over quarter like sequential. Looks like 2013 was the last time they had like sequential, which just means quarter over quarter subscriber growth that was that small.
That's insane.
So that's painful. That is really painful. Wow.
So quick question. I don't know if you want to move on to another ticker or what you want to do, but real quick, knowing what you know now, knowing the guidance that you've seen, are you buying the dip, or are you just saying, hey, you know what? I got better opportunities outside in the reopening place with maybe your airlines, your cruises, outdoor camping, which I think Mitch is in love with at the moment. What are you doing?
Okay, so short term, I'm not buying Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Long term, like if I already own Netflix, like in as like a long term investment, I would absolutely buy this dip, right? If I let's say if this was Disney, for example, and I own Disney, and that's like a forever stock for me, and this happened to Disney, I would be licking my chops right now. But I don't own Netflix outright. As a trade, no, because you've got to think about like how bad last year like messed with everything.
Yeah.
And there's just like Netflix is, I guess this is what it looks like. Like everyone said, okay, they probably pulled forward a bunch of growth. This is what that looks like.
Yeah.
Right? Is they just pulled forward a bunch of their growth. And, for the U.S. has not been a growth arena for them for a few years now. They've been trying to get everyone to say, oh no, forget the U.S. It's all about international. Look at the international growth. Well, it's stalling there too. This is what that looks like. I guess it shouldn't be a total surprise.
Yeah.
Well, I am surprised to see them say they're only going to gain 1 million new subscribers this quarter. This could end up being, this could be the trend for the rest of the year for all we know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we talk about like finding the needle in the haystack, right? So to me, it's like as tough as it was for you to figure out like, hey, why is the stock going down? I'd be interesting to see later on, as I read the report myself later, figuring out, hey, did the international part at least grow a little bit? Because that's where, in my opinion, the true growth is going to come from, is not just from the States, but also from the international nations in the world. And another sympathy play, Roku, again, taking a big beating, going from 354 all the way to 338. So,
all right, let me go back on my chart.
Pulling the Qs down as well after hours by a couple of points.
Yeah, good point. Roku is down. What about like?
So you've got Roku, you've got Disney Plus. Let's see what else.
I'm curious if like what AT&T? No, it's too diverse.
Yeah, like Prime is too big to really be.
I mean,
well, so look at that though. Amazon is down. Well, now it looks like Amazon took a little bit of a hit, spiking back and forth with the illiquidity, I guess, in the after hours. But
yeah, I'm skimming the. Let this be a lesson. If the company makes you go to their IR page, always go for the letter. Don't go for the financial statements. Go for the letter. Always go to the letter first, the shareholder letter. Oh, okay. You know what? Let's pull this up. This is an interesting chart.
What's up?
This is from Netflix here. This is in their letter.
Okay.
I'll just share my whole damn screen. So This is global paid net new subscribers by quarter forecast versus the actual.
Oh man.
So, look at last year, right? Look how high, at least for looks like that was the first quarter. So that was early COVID. And like look how much the green is above the white for the last few years, and look how much the green is above the white last year. Right, the green is way above the white last year because they were just crushing it. They were adding subscribers left and right. Okay, so this quarter so far this year, they missed, right? Hence the red below the white. A lot of this was just pulled forward.
Yeah.
And so maybe some of this would have normally been 2021, 2022 for all we know. Look.
Yeah, I'm curious why they had such a big bump. I mean, on the first quarter of 2020, I think only maybe about 6 weeks of that might have been COVID. So I guess that's where they really ramped up because obviously they beat quarter 2 as well.
So here's what it says. With similar pull forward and delayed slate dynamics plus our typical seasonality expected to impact Q2, we project paid net additions of 1 million versus 10 million in the prior year quarter. So 10 million a year ago, 1 million this current quarter.
Wow.
That is not great. And that is what did it. I feel pretty confident saying that's what did it. Let's go back to the chart. Let's get Amazon off here. Let's go back to Netflix. That's what did it. So
goes back to what you were saying. Such high expectations because you've been killing it and they don't get any easy on you. And at some point you just can't meet the expectations, period.
Well, that's exactly. That's always been that's been the thing on Netflix for like 3 years is like they can't keep growing at the rate they have but they were for the moment. I mean, they've stopped in the US now, but that's always been the knock on Netflix is it's already gone up so much they can't keep exceeding expectations, and yet it did for 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20.
And I'm just looking at anyone else that might be interesting that's reported today. Interactive Brokers. I don't know if they reported. The reason I bring up IB is because Luke had an interesting thought process about how he showed traffic had gone up because of GME and the traffic that Benzinga has seen and things like that. So I'll be interested to see if his thought process played out with at least one broker or exchange.
I mean, I'm sure they reported record account growth. I'm sure of it. I don't know what they said.
Yeah. But the stock was up. Sorry, I was reading an article about it.
Yeah, the stock was up. I'm very confident in saying that IBKR, that Charles Schwab already reported. All these firms reported a record account user growth last quarter. That's not a hot take. That's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah.
What else do we have reporting tonight here? We spent all that time on just Netflix. Is there anything,
I don't think there's that many hot things. I mean, I'm looking at this. You've got Interactive Brokers, 4-Star, Silvergate, Netflix, Stride.
CSX could be interesting.
CSX, yeah. Tomorrow is where you get after you get Verizon, you got Chipotle, which again, I guess that's like a reopening play. Spirit Airlines and all that tomorrow.
Oh, I forgot about Fubo. Let's look at Fubo. Yeah, that also got hit on the Netflix.
Oh, that's another one. Yeah.
Fubo, Roku, man, and yeah, you're exactly right. It dragged down all the Qs.
Chat saying ISRG.
Yeah, they had earnings. Let's go there. Intuitive Surgical. They reported here. Let's go straight to the news feed. ISRG. I saw them a few moments ago. Q1 adjusted EPS of $3.52 versus a $2.63 estimate. Sales of $1.29 billion versus $1.11 billion. So a very big earnings beat and also a sales beat for ISRG. To the chart.
Real quick, sorry to interrupt. Netflix okays buyback, I think up to $5 billion that just came out. Sorry to interrupt you there, but
see, they're not stupid. They know. They know market likes buyback. All right, what can we do to make this as least painful as possible?
You got to put a poopery as you took a shit in the bathroom.
Exactly.
Right? You got to make it smell a little good.
Exactly. What incense can we spray to make this not smell so bad?
Oh,
buyback would do it. Well, I mean, they could try.
And it goes back to what you were saying, right? And clearly, maybe not the best short-term trade. I'm talking maybe a swing trade a month or 3 out. But if you're thinking a year out, Spencer, like you were, it looks like Netflix also believes that, hey, this slip up or this slowdown is a great opportunity for us to buy back our shares here. That's what they're doing, right? That's the only reason you buy back your shares.
That's exactly right. They either A, want to just make the float lower and artificially juice their EPS. B, they genuinely believe that this is a good buying opportunity and they want to buy more stock at what they perceive as an attractive price. Or C, some combo of those two. Either they just artificially want to jack up the price, or they really do believe that.
Someone in the chat had talked about how Disney only fell $1 or $2, and that's the reason for that is not just because I think Disney Plus is not that big of their portfolio in terms of their revenue, right? You have theme parks and movies and so many other different sources of revenue that they're very well diversified than what obviously Netflix is, and they have their own original content coming out and whatnot as well.
Yeah, this is going to be a test. You want to see Disney sort of regain these levels overnight, and for Netflix, so the conference call isn't until 6:00 Eastern tonight.
Correct.
So I guarantee you they will be asked on this call, what do you see looking out for the rest of this year, as far as subscriber growth? Because that's all that really matters. I know they've talked about, not having to, issue new debt, being cash flow positive. Those are all great things, right?
Yeah.
Netflix is maturing as a company. Those are all great steps as a company. But we know what the market likes. The market wants growth, and they're going to get asked about what do you see, Q2, Q3, Q4 this year. Don't know if they'll answer that question, but I guarantee they'll be asked about it. And depending on their answer, that could mean we get up to 525. Or we open at 475.
I am really interested. Do you know when and or if Disney has already reported earnings? I'm about to check.
They have not reported. They have not reported.
So it looks like Disney reports in May. Okay, so May 13th. So they've got 3 weeks. I was going to say if that was close to say next week or something like that, where all the other monsters are reporting, I'd be interested to see hey, here's the growth that Disney Plus had versus Netflix.
Donkey Dave, I bought Netflix just now. Good for you, man.
That's awesome.
Please control your risk.
Yeah.
I guess the good news is it stopped going down for now. But this is.
Yeah, I mean, if you're, be careful if you're trying to buy a falling knife, as they say, right? That can always get bloody. So more power to you. Definitely manage your risk, like Spencer said, because it can get real ugly out there. Because that's it's not a cheap stock, if you will.
No, it's not. James, we mentioned Roku as well.
Yeah, we talked about Roku. We talked about Fubu.
Yeah. Look, as I said, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
no, you're good. Please.
If you want, if you're long-term bullish, then yeah, this is a great buy the dip. But. Netflix is held up.
The chat wants to see what earnings are coming up. Went ahead and posted a Twitter link there that Luke had posted earlier. And yeah, I mean, to me, I'm looking forward to seeing personally what airlines are going to do tomorrow in terms of Spirit Airlines and Las Vegas Sands, to see how that's picked up Q1, because I'm expecting everyone that I've talked to in terms of hey, what are the first things you're going to do, after you get your vaccine and stuff, they're like, oh, we're going to go to Vegas. We're going to go, go to XYZ, whether it's the beach. So there, out of the 10 people I've talked to, let's just say casually, I would say 60% of them are saying Vegas. The other 40 are out on the beach in Florida.
I'm the same way. I've got 3 trips planned in the next 2 months.
Are any of them Vegas or beaches?
Well, one of them is to my parents in New Jersey, and I'm going because I have a wedding that's on the beach.
So oh wow, that's beautiful.
That kind of counts. I mean, I'm going for a wedding, but also it's my parents. But I'm flying to Nashville, and I'm flying to New Jersey in the next 2 months. So and all my friends are the same way. I've got friends going to Savannah, going to California, going to Myrtle Beach. I got friends going everywhere. Everybody wants to what's the real places.
Because it's also that pent up demand of people who didn't get to have like a bachelorette party or anything like that, right? So now they're like, oh, now we're gonna go, or whatever it may be, to celebrate.
Yeah.
Like I had a few friends that got married and they're like, oh, this is gonna be a small wedding, but like we're really gonna party it up after the fact. So
yeah,
the reason I bring all this up and the reason we're talking about it is not because we're gonna go pull an MIT blackjack type deal, but it's because we're interested to see how Las Vegas Sands reports tomorrow after the close and how that can set up the reopening trade, if you will, for everyone else.
Yeah, it's a great point. Also, pay attention to the fact that we already had UAL and Delta report, right?
Very good call, yeah.
So keep that on your radar. Let's go with daily on UAL, and let's just compare that. Let's just see how the market has reacted, or how the airlines have behaved in the last few days. So they both reported last week. No, UAL was today, and Delta was last week. Right?
Delta was last week, correct?
So, I mean, they're both down, right?
Yeah,
in the last couple of weeks. So,
and we talked about like TSA numbers look pretty healthy compared to where they were, last quarter last year, which obviously you'd expect it to grow and things like that. So that number is only going to get bigger in terms of TSA numbers and the traffic that they see quarter over quarter, month over month. As well. I'm trying to look at the chart here. So I'm looking at Southwest, and it looks like they are above where they were.
Yeah,
when 2020 started, right? Yeah. So they're
the winner. Yeah,
I love me some Southwest, but
I mean, they're the largest airline in this country for a reason. Someone just in chat just mentioned Kevin. I think this bodes well for Disney. He's agreeing with you, and I also agree with this sentiment. For another reason as well, is this sets the bar so low. It's apples to oranges. In a way, it's apples to oranges because Disney Plus is like a year and a half old, and it's so easy to grow when you start from nothing. Yeah. Netflix obviously it's a much bigger beast. It's harder to grow when you're as big as they are. That being said, this does lower the bar for Disney
100% easily.
And when you combine the lowered bar on the streaming front with oh, hey, by the way, we're reopening in July or whenever.
Like, oh, hey, our theme parks are set to open at XYZ. Here's the percent of capacity we're opening up, right? So, yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. And we'll see how that plays out and everything else that they have going on. Not to mention sports, right? ESPN, I'm sure, has seen a nice uptick with baseball starting, with basketball going on, and all that good stuff there as well.
Is the reopening already priced into Disney? It is a very fair question. I don't know the answer. All I know is that you could have asked this question all year and been wrong.
Yeah.
So, like, you can look. You can see on the chart where I bought it. I'll show you where I bought Disney for the very first time. I bought Disney right in that gap. That was the day they announced Disney Plus. I was like, all right. And do you think I said on that day, oh, but it's already gapped up. I have to wait. Hell no. Yeah. I pulled the trigger.
That's smarter because look, it didn't go back until obviously later in the year, but until it just kept flying. So if you had said, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it turns out if I had known there would have been a pandemic, I could have waited. Like, stupid me. You didn't know that.
No, I know. I mean, how could you not? I can't believe that. I can't believe Charlie didn't break the news to you months in advance. But the reason I bring up that I'm glad you did is because you see so many green candles, and that's where you kind of get that FOMO. Then you get in at a worse price than you would have if you believed in your conviction and you pull the trigger and put your money to work there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I have to ask you this, though. Yeah. Putting you on the spot. You ready?
Oh, okay.
Knowing the conviction that you had for Disney at, let's just say 124 or whatever that price may have been.
Yeah.
Did you buy during the pandemic?
I bought more. Yeah, I bought more.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought like in April. I bought like in April last year.
That's awesome.
No, maybe it was March. I don't know when I know I averaged down. All right. Yeah. I know I averaged down. Put it that way.
That's good.
And I am gonna buy more. I don't know when. I got to figure out maybe if I want to sell something else. And
I know we've got a few minutes here, but I got to ask you this: do you have the same fear that Jason has in the sense of you hate averaging up because of how it looks in your average cost basis when you look at your portfolio? Because I feel like a lot of people deal with that, and I want to know if Spencer Israel deal with that as well.
I mean, like maybe if I was like investing to impress somebody, but like you're only like you're just lying to yourself,
yeah.
right? Like if I wanted to like show off, like, oh, look at my cost basis, then yeah, it would look worse. But
Yeah.
I'm not trying to show anybody like my accounts and anything.
So you're more comfortable buying.
The only person I have to that matters is me,
Yeah.
right? And so like once you realize that, then like all right, like does it really matter that my cost base is going up? I mean, not really. Not if I intend to hold this thing forever. So yeah, Travis. They're going to announce his verdict here in a moment. I thought he was notable. This is how Joel thinks. And it's rubbing off on me now, unfortunately, because Joel looks at everything through the lens of the market.
Yes.
It's rubbing off on me now that I can't believe I'm saying this, but like it's a good thing they announced this after hours, because if they announced the verdict when the market is open and it's not what people want to hear, maybe there are fireworks, but that's a perverse way of thinking about this. But you know, that's what I get for
Speaking
talking.
of like how to play in the market, right? I did, and let me just make it very clear.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with, politics, things like this. It's simply about opportunity and the theme in the market. So for me, with this trial being something, and we're early in Tuesday, I went ahead and bought a position in Smith & Wesson and DGLY and different, positions such as that, because it's a theme, right? Whatever happens in the real world impacts the markets, at least in the very short term. So it'll be interesting to see how, the markets react to whatever the verdict may be.
Going back to our point, Dion, look, averaging up is better than averaging down, right? Averaging down means you're losing. Averaging up means you're winning.
Yeah.
Right. So, like what am I supposed to do? Sell all my winners? Then I'd have nothing. You got to let them ride a little bit. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to let it ride a little bit.
That's the toughest thing, is like letting your winners run and just, cutting your losers, because who likes to admit that you were wrong? And that's what it is, right? I mean, it's an earnings show here, but the 30 seconds that we have, that's the tough thing, is like admitting you were wrong and just letting it go.
Yep. Okay, back to the pro real fast. We talked for like 3 seconds. We got distracted, Intuitive Surgical, but they had a massive beat on that report. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna filter my news feed. Actually, no, I'm not, because then I might miss some other non-earnings.
Yeah.
What else do I see? I saw a Wingstop headline. I don't care about that. Tenet Healthcare THC looks like a beat and a beat for THC. What else? Yeah, ISRG, big.
Yeah, we talked about Interactive Brokers and all that stuff already.
BKR, big beat. CSX
Healthcare was one of them.
I want to look at CSX real fast. CSX EPS missed by 2 cents. Sales beat by smidge. Small miss and a small beat for CSX. They are, of course, involved in this bidding war with Kansas City Southern. So I have to watch that. But no, they're not. That's CP and C and CNI. So this does not involve CSX. This is like the fourth railway in that game, but they're not involved in the KSU sweepstakes. Looks like after hours, it's down a smidge, down 3.5, down a few dollars. So,
well, they say Netflix kicks off the earnings season, and we have a strikeout if you're on the bull side of earnings season overall, I guess. Okay, so it's fallen below the lows.
Yep. It's making new after hours lows now. Just about. This is interesting.
Yeah, I think 480 is
480. Okay.
I think so. But yeah, I mean, it's getting there, right? I think it's like $8 off, so it's nothing.
It is very surprising to see Netflix fall. Essentially $80 in a blink, but that can happen.
Yeah, I did play this to the long side, what they call spread, but that's okay. This is why we do a spread. That way you're not painfully bleeding.
Hey man, trading into earnings is risky business.
It is. But hey, listen, I haven't been able to
done it before, and it seems like I've never won.
But now I do it responsibly, right? Now I do it with a spread instead of just trying to YOLO. So I literally bought one contract. I bought the 600. I sold the 610. My cost is, I think, like $140, give or take. So I don't think I'm going to see that pretty penny tomorrow morning at the open.
No, you won't.
They just need a situation where you just hit high positions that you just don't want to look at in your portfolio. That's what I do.
I that's called not going into your account. I do that all the time. You just don't go into your account.
Just delete the app, right?
You're just delete. If you delete the app, it just means that you don't owe that money anymore. It's fine.
I love it. I love it. It was a pleasure, man. Thank you for having me. Hopefully we do this soon, and good luck to everybody's earnings play.
Guys, smash the like for Zunaid. Thanks a lot, man.
Absolutely. Take care, buddy. Talk soon.
All right. It is 4:31 on 4:20, which means it's time for Cannabis Insider. Elliot Lane, Javier Haas starting now. And I'm going to hop off. So everyone have a good rest of your day. And I will see you for Insider. After that, we've got Trading Nomadic on at 5. And we got Trend Spider on after that. And I'll see you guys later. Good luck, those of you still trading. And Cannabis Insider is up right now.